I feel like I could reach all the way up over the top of it. It's so little.
It's so tiny.
It is.
That's really easy to shoot for a tiny gun.
Isn't it?
I thought the G42 was a very easy shooting tiny gun. But this is witchcraft. I really like it. Let's shoot it some more.
You ready?
Yeah.
I already hit record, so good. Hi, we're John and Sarah from PHLster, and we are gonna go shoot our new Smith Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The original Bodyguard, the 380, was never particularly a gun that I was very excited about. I didn't really like the ergonomics around the trigger, and it wasn't that great to shoot, but we just got a hold of the new one, which is a lot more like Honey, I Shrunk the M&P, and it looks really cool. So even though it's raining and kind of a super duper crappy day here, we are taking a little spin down to the steel plate in the backyard so that we can oh, here we go. So that we can do a little shooting. Maybe we'll get a little break in the rain. We won't get a break from this muddy tract here. Here we go. We have steel target and a couple boxes of 380. So we'll see how this goes.
I have been really excited about this gun. It's probably the first gun I've been excited about since the P365. And the fact that they managed to somehow get 10 rounds in this thing is kind of miraculous. And I can just get my pinky on the grip with the flush fit mag, which makes this really shootable for me, and I like it. Yeah, it's cool. It's really fun. And it's not excessively hard to rack either. It's relatively easy for how small this gun is.
I really like this little thing. Yeah, very surprising. It's got like the full-on kind of like ATEI treatment on the slide serrations, which always looked cool. I mean, the ATEI version is definitely dope because you get it all across the top. I remember I got one of those slides from Doug back in like 2013 or 2014, and it's very cool to see companies incorporating this level of like aggressive serration on these little things. Especially, I mean, the EZ is supposed to be the model for, you know, people with, you know, diminished hand strength or whatever, but this is not that bad. This is not that bad at all in terms of the hand strength required to operate it, and given how small the slide is, it's really nice that they made this a lot more aggressive in the serrations.
I will say, I got the version with the thumb safety. It is very small and very stiff. However, I don't care because I only use it when I'm reholstering. And I like the fact that it's stiff because I'm not going to accidentally knock it on when I don't want it to be on. Wet ammo into a wet gun with wet hands. This is awesome. idea was this?
You went out and bought a gun to...
We really get to put the slide serrations and the grip texture to the test. Now that we are just getting poured on. Not too bad. Let's go back inside. That was 100 rounds between the two of us, and now we're
wet.
getting wrecked here. Let's take this guy home. So that was pretty good, right?
Yeah, I liked it. I was actually excited to try this gun because of how concealable it is. And I thought, well, if it shoots better than the LCP2, which is my other go-to for that like ultra slim, ultra concealable, I was like, oh, if it shoots better than the LCP2, then I will consider it a win. And I will say, preliminary impression, it is definitely a win. It is way nicer to shoot than the LCP2. The LCP2 already had a better trigger than the one, and it had a better trigger than the original Bodyguard. But this one on the 2.0, I think is better still. So it's really good. Sights are really usable. I wouldn't consider the safety super usable. However, for me, I'm only going to use that for reholstering, and then I'm going to pop it off once it's in the holster. So that doesn't concern me, but if you are someone who likes to use the safety as it's intended, you may not like that.
Yeah, that safety seems like it's made for people who are going to like throw this in a purse.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
But I don't know.
We do not recommend that for the record.
This pistol and a bunch of other recent releases from a number of manufacturers feel to me like firearms manufacturers lately have really been figuring out a lot of smart things about pistols. You know, like I feel like we went through a long period of time where like everything was just more of the same, or like, oh, this year the big new release is that now the gun comes from the factory with a modification that we've all been doing for 15 years already or what have you.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, yeah, I mean, that's cool and all, but it's not like changes what you think of what a gun is or could be. And there's a lot more of that going on. I think since like the P365 came out, and then we get into interesting stuff like the Walther PDPF, and now the new Bodyguard 2.0. It's like, yeah, people are really starting to figure something out about concealed carry, gun culture 2.0, what the market wants but might not necessarily be expressing clearly. And yeah, I think this is a very interesting development in a kind of like unlikely segment.
Yeah, I feel like this gun is finally a gun that it's like, yes, we wanted a super tiny, really concealable pistol, but it's the first one where shooting it doesn't feel like an afterthought. So I think that's pretty cool, and I hope that is where the market continues to go. I mean, you can tell that whoever was developing this pistol was listening to their, expert consultants and or end users, not just kind of pandering to the bottom of the market, like, well, they'll pay for it, so who cares? But actually making it shootable and good, like, that's cool. That's a change.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. And they did the clown car trick with the mags.
Yeah, that's kind of miraculous. I'm looking at this mag and I'm like, really? You're going to fit 10 rounds in here? Okay. Well, you'll believe it when you see it, I guess, because it does actually work, but damn.
Yeah. Either people are coming up with a really interesting variety of ways to accomplish that, or SIG is getting a lot of license fees from everybody. I don't know which one it is, but at either rate, it's
or they've figured out the art of extra dimensional space.
Right. All right.
All
That's all I got.
It's a bag of holding for your ammo.
Yeah. Let's get out of the rain. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, this sucks. All right. Peace.